Okay, Prop Rod, you're out of here. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, and today we are out here in the garage about to work on the 99 GT. Now, today's modification, in my opinion, is something that these cars should have come with from the factory. But even Mustangs that are over 10 years newer still lack this same feature. Now, I've owned 3 Mustangs, 2 Fox bodies, and this new Edge, and every one of them has a prop rod. Don't get me wrong, prop rods are great. They do their job by holding up the hood. But if you're working under the hood, they can very easily get in the way, and in my opinion, they just look a little bit dated. So what we're gonna do today is remove that prop rod and replace it with some gas-charged struts. Now, back on my last Fox body, I actually did this, but the kit I used required me to drill into my fiberglass hood and pop some rivets in. And while I had no issues at all doing it, I admit I was a bit apprehensive on drilling those holes and popping rivets into fiberglass. Now, these new Edge cars, they also have fiberglass hoods. So the great thing about this kit is that it is 100% bolt-on, and if you really want to, it's reversible. So let's head on over to the workbench and see what we got. So here is the hood strut kit that we're going to be using today. I ordered it, as you can see here, from the good people at Late Model Restoration. And it is manufactured by MRT. It is their 80D00BLK 94-04 Mustang Hood Strut Kit in black. Let's open it up and take a look inside. Nicely packaged. Okay, I believe these are the lower brackets, and they appear to be labeled right and left, which is always nice. Here are the upper brackets that mount to the hood themselves, also labeled right and left, which is really nice. And you can see they both have those ball mounts. What I'm going to do is, just for organization, I'm going to put the left here with the left and the right here with the right. And these must be those gas struts. Okay, so we're just going to put everything kind of lined up the way it should be, just like that. So here's how they're going to bolt up. This lower bracket is going to mount right at the top of the inner fender using an existing bolt, and you can see it has the ball mount here for the bottom part of this gas strut. This plate here is going to go below the hood hinge using existing bolts. We'll have to remove one bolt and loosen the other one, and at the end of it you're going to see there's a nice ball mount here for the upper part of the gas strut. So it's going to connect from here to there and pretty much be what should be a relatively simple installation. The tools you're going to need for this is going to be a ratchet. I'm going to be using an extension. I have a 10mm socket and an 8mm socket. So let's get over to the car and get started. So the very first thing we're going to do is remove this bolt. It's an 8mm head bolt. It's the second from the rear, the second front of the hood hinges themselves. Be very careful not to scratch your paint. And what we're going to do is we're going to install this bracket, which is clearly labeled R for right, which is going to be your passenger side. We're going to put it right here and use the existing bolt and carefully tighten that down. That looks good. So like I said, for this step, I'm going to have to remove this upper nut and loosen this lower nut enough that I can pass the bracket down here. And that's going to require a change to this 10mm. So we'll just break them loose. Okay, so just like that, we're going to replace the top nut. There we go, and tighten everything back up. Since the bracket is installed underneath the hood, there really shouldn't be any clearance issues, but it's always good to check. And I have to admit, I'm a bit apprehensive of tightening these down too much because, as I said, this is a fiberglass hood and you don't want to snap anything. Just make sure she's nice and snug. The last thing we have to do is install this hood strut, and that's going to require, like I said, the larger barrel faces up. You simply pop them on, pop that back on. Now it's probably going to require me to lower the hood a little bit just to make it catch. So yeah, let's do that. That's it. She's on one side. Actually does a pretty decent job. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over and do the other side next. And the last thing we're going to do is remove the prop rod itself. It uses an 8mm head. So we're going to pop this out and we're going to return this to the 1990s where it belongs. And just like that, the prop rod is no longer on the car and we're using a much more modern, better looking, and in my opinion, nicer way of lifting the hood. The hood goes up effortlessly and smoothly now, and there's more room to work. I'm very pleased with the MRT kit, but here's something I want to let you know. I did the passenger side first, and then I tried to put the prop rod back up after I put the gas support in, and I was unable to use the prop rod after that because it didn't go quite high enough. Well, you can either remove that gas strut and then lean it on the prop rod, which I didn't do. I actually had the wife come out and hold the hood up for me while I did the other side. Just know the better way to do it would be put all the brackets on first, leave the prop rod holding everything in, and then one at a time, pop the gas support into both sides. I think that'll work better for you. But overall, I really like it. It's nice because it bolts right in. I'll be honest, I kind of wish it didn't have that big MRT call out on the side, but I can live with it. I mean, you're only going to see it when the hood is up anyway. But this is something, like I said, that should really be part of every Mustang. I do like the fact that it was completely bolt-on, no drilling, no riveting, no nothing. And if I want to put this old girl back on, that'll probably take about 10 minutes. Matter of fact, installation took about 20 to 25 minutes with very basic hand tools. I'm going to leave a link below to late model restoration where you can pick up your own MRT Hood Strut Kit for the 94 to 04 Mustangs. They also make them for the S197s and the Fox bodies. So if you liked this video and you enjoyed it, please do me a favor and hit that like button. And better yet, click the subscribe button so you get all the latest content here on the channel. So I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.